Okay, this is Just Us Veterans Pieces of a Dream. I'm director, writer, producer, Skee Skinner. I've got some of the amazing cast with me, as well as my partner Paul Branton, artist, writer, a little bit of everything. So we just gonna get together and just chop it up. We've been doing a lot of interviews, as y'all know, like all over the world and so forth. And we got this film, Pieces of a Dream, coming January, early to mid January, worldwide on TUBI. So that's a good thing. First thing I really just wanted to do was just kind of get together and just bounce it around a little bit. I want to really ask you guys. I'll start with let me start with you, Monty. I'm gonna start with Monty. Monty Jey, that's cool. Introduce yourself, Monty. But then when you get done introducing yourself, tell us all about what you enjoy most about portraying your character of Coop.
All right, so I am Monty Jey, and I did play the character of Coop. And I mean, I'll cut to the chase, man. Just the fact that this guy is so layered.
Yeah.
I mean, he's so layered as a person, because I refer to him as a person. He's so layered as a person, man, that it really is hard to figure which way this guy is gonna go.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the challenge. The challenge was to dig all the way into that and kind of lose yourself, which is something that obviously you guys know. You and Paul constantly, hey man, that's money. That's not cool.
Right.
And
Right.
and I needed that. I mean, because honestly, Coop is not me. But that was the great thing about playing that character is the fact that obviously we all know where he's going, but to see that manifest, and to be able to breathe life into you guys' words, man, that's priceless.
No,
Priceless
no
for
doubt.
me.
No
Yeah.
doubt. No doubt. No, that's cool. I mean, and Harold, we're gonna jump to Harold. Now, Harold, tell us about your character. Yeah, same question to you. What did you enjoy most about portraying the character of Shepard Flockins?
Okay, I'm Harold Dennis, and I played Shepherd Flockings, the pastor. And what I really enjoyed was the idea of me stepping into the role of a pastor at the time of shooting this, because I had never done anything like that. I'd been getting cast as cops and bad cops and bad guys. And I was like, why am I getting cast as bad guys all the time? And I figured it out that it was the statements and the strength and it all. And so when I you guys told me Father Shepherd Flockings, it was a total 360. It was a 180 from what I'd been thinking, and I was like, wow, how am I going to pull this off? A good guy, a genuinely honest, sweet, lovable character, right? And so that's what I really enjoyed, was the idea that I would have to stretch. And I'm so happy that I had the opportunity to play the character, because I stretched so much that I just started working left and right and left and right after that. So it was a great thing for me to get the opportunity to work on playing this character.
Cool, cool. Now, Ngina, we're gonna jump to you. Same situation. What did you enjoy most about portraying the character of Blodine? And just again, start with introducing yourself and so forth.
Okay, I'm Ngina James, and I guess I could say what I enjoyed the most about playing Glodine is the fact that I was giving a little bit of a glimpse into the life of somebody who has completely different life than me, and also that a lot of people who have that life don't get to see it portrayed um, on screen a lot. So for me, it was, stepping into someone else's shoes and being able to kind of give you an idea of a little bit of what they go through.
Cool, cool. And Paul, obviously we're gonna talk to you. Tell us again, I know the story, but tell us from your perspective, what did you enjoy most about playing the complex character of Paul Thibodeau?
Playing the character was I don't know. You know what I really enjoyed was being able to go in and out of the character because it was times where I was shooting, and then there was times where I jumped behind the camera, and it's like I had this dual mind for like a month, right? I think that's what I enjoyed the most was to be able to like pop in and out of this person.
Man, I'm gonna tell y'all a funny story though, man. One, this is with you, Paul. I mean, people know how far we go back, right? They would sometimes I get pulled to the side and they'd be like, is that Paul? Is that really Paul? Is that how he is? I said, yeah, he used to be like that back in the mid. Then we broke all that out of.
That's hilarious. So yeah,
I'm just guy.
I'm an introvert by nature, but I would think that the character of Thibodeau is like me times 10.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
No doubt. I mean, no doubt about it. No doubt about it at all. A second thing, and then you guys again, it's all up to you guys. I mean, again, we're just doing this loosely and everything. But any questions you guys want to shoot at me, do your thing. I mean, we just rapping. We just straight up rapping. But one thing that I wanted to ask each one of you again to just jog us along, Harold, I'm gonna go to you on this one first. Um, what I mean, I know the character obviously in and out of Shepherd Flockings, but can you share with the audience what did you do to like research and prepare yourself for that role? Because a lot of people they want to get in the game, you know what I'm saying? They want to get in the film game, but they don't know all the nooks and crannies and what goes on in preparing yourself to play a complex character like that. So, shed us light on some of that.
Well, I was taking classes and learned how to layer characters, and so that was the first thought that came to my mind. How can I make him multi-dimensional? But the first thing that I did was on the way down to St. Louis, I had to find a priest outfit, and I found a coat at the last minute. I'd been in like 5 stores that day. I was like, I'm jumping on the Greyhound, heading down to St. Louis in a few hours. And at the last store, there was one coat sitting there. I was like, "Oh, this is divine," And I got the coat, and so I threw on my slacks and my shirt and the coat and the collar, and I jumped on the bus. And I rode down, and one white guy was like, "Hi, Father," and I just nodded at him. It just kept going all the way down to St. Louis. I was like, "Oh, okay, okay." And then he met me at St. Louis, and we even had a rest stop where we had to get out. I got out and walked, and people were looking at me, and I was feeling the vibes of people looking at the collar, And so when I finally got down to St. Louis, the producer, one of the producers, met me, and when I got off the bus, I could see him from the front window through the front window, and I saw him eyeing me. And so when I got off the bus, he was like, "Father Shepherd Flockings," and gave me a hug. I was like, "I have arrived." Okay, and so that's one. And yeah, I was I did a whole bunch of watching the news because at the time, I mean, there was so many pastors being arrested and being accused of all types of things, and so I was taking all of that in and looking on YouTube. Yeah, YouTube. I was looking online, and so then I took the material, the script, and read it and say, "This is how I would play it, how every actor would play it. What do I want from the person that I'm talking to? What's the opposite of playing it this way? And I'll play both. Do I need a secret?" And so I did a whole bunch of things, pushing in the jail, just a lot of techniques, and of course I had to feel what the character would be feeling at that time. So I had a whole bunch of things going on in my head. I mean, like I said, I think you hit me at one time and said, "I found your notes on set." So I had notes all over the place.
Oh yeah, no doubt. no doubt. Now, Ngina, let me flip this to you. And the character of Glodine. Now, you remember recently I told you, like at several screenings that we had initially, there were women that gravitated to your character. That were Glodine. We had several ladies that would cry, would confess, would go into all types of stuff. It was like, I remember when we were in South Beach. And Paul, you remember the woman from Philly. She said, "How did you know?" That's the first word she said. Is, we didn't know this woman. Now. She said, "How did you know?" She's crying. And she's like, "How did you know? You guys just told my story and this and that." That's what we get a lot from the character. And I think worldwide, when people see this movie, they're gonna gravitate to you. So I say the same thing to you in researching and preparing yourself for such a role as Glowing. What did you do? What's the feature?
Well, okay, tell you the truth, I remember, well, I did have a little help from, I was doing American Menu at the Chicago Theater Company, and I asked my director there, Doug, to sort of help me a little bit with it. But to be completely honest, when I was on the set, my first experience, I met Raz B, and he said to me, he said, "Are you nervous?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then he goes, "Well, come on, let me pray with you." And he did that, and then I just prayed like the whole time. Honestly, I just kind of was like, I I I remember Joel said, "You're the mother," like because we wrote it all on the same page, and I was like, "Sure." So for me, I didn't channel anything. I didn't do anything. All I did was just try my best to like become those words that you guys wrote with direction that I was given, because even that was super new to me. So I really didn't do very much, but I just knew that the character that I had was really special, and I wanted to make you guys proud, and I wanted to do a good job. That's really it.
That's awesome. That's awesome, man. And Paul, same thing to you. I love the story of the preparation of Thibodeau, because you and I know we wrote that character with other people in mind at first, but that character kind of leaned more and more to you the whole rip. I don't think you came in thinking about acting, but kind of share that story. That's a dope story. Share that.
Well, before I get into that, I want to go back to Ngina real quick.
Yeah.
There were probably 3 moments the entire time where we were quiet.
Oh yeah.
And we were watching what we wrote become reality, like beyond reality, not just somebody speaking it.
Right.
There was we were sitting in the kitchen where we were filming.
I got a photo of it. I got a photo of it.
2 or 3 times we did this, right? Where we're watching, and before you yell cut, me and you, we would look at each other like, like whoa. Like,
it was wrong. It was wrong.
Like we there now.
Oh
you
yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Like it was at that level.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So yeah. And all praises, man. All praises.
You ripped it again. I mean, I'm just being real with you. I told you, I mean, you got sisters across this world loving you because your character, you speak volumes. I mean, I know it was your first like big break thing, as they say, but you got a bright future, straight up. I mean, I'm just being real with you. This is it's informal. It's just us rapping. I mean, you brung it, and nobody, unless you tell them, nobody would know that was your first major. nobody would know that. I'm just being real with
I agree.
you.
Yeah, all of these characters are pretty much on like so earlier I was talking about being an introvert. I'm an extremely I'm, I'm very observant,
Oh yeah.
and I love listening to stories, and I absorb everything. So
Mm-hmm.
these characters are like culminations of like so many stories and people that I know and ran across.
Mm-hmm.
Some were extremely personal, some were extremely um, painful.
Oh yeah.
Um, Maybe not to me personally, but painful to people around me. And those stories and those words found their way onto the script. And the way that certain people like just took those words and took them to another level, it fascinated me.
Oh yeah.
And as far as me preparing for a character, it was, during the writing process, it's all of the characters inside of me. So it really wasn't so much where I had to go study something. Um, I ran my lines with everybody else like normal, but I knew when the camera came on, it was like it was for real. So when it was time for me to push buttons emotionally, I pushed them emotionally. Um, I remember one time when we were filming, and I told you guys to give me a couple of minutes. Remember that?
Oh yeah.
I said,
Oh yeah.
give me a couple of minutes.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And in my mind, I had to travel back to like my grandfather and his death, and all of these feelings, so that I could perform in the way that I need to perform. So that's my research. Was digging back into my personal life in order to give a performance that I needed to give.
There you go. There you go. And I'll share one thing with you that I don't believe I've told you this, man, but obviously you and I, we go way back. Um, man, I knew you were zoned in when it was. I don't want to give it up for the movie's sake, but a break. It was a sort of a breakdown in the scene. A breakdown, man. Just acting wise, no words. There were no words. It was just all acting. Your actions said, I said, this dude's tuned in. This dude was tuned in straight up. And I think it was one of those scenes when the DP, the director of photography, Jeff Brown, I think he asked me, did I want to do another take? I said, no. I said, no, man. We good. No, I think but that's what would trip out a lot of the crew members. Them working on Hollywood sets, they're used to those 5, 6, 7 takes that's necessary. I'm a quick shooter. I try to, when I got it, I got it. There's no need to keep it going. I like to move and move quick. But when you get that thing, I said, my man, he tuned in. I said, it's all good. I trust that, because you got to trust, especially where we come from. You can almost finish my sentence. I can almost finish your sentence when we there in that zone. And people used to always, the funny thing about it, people used to always compare us to the Jordan Pickens thing. We could just play off each other like that. That's kind of one of the cool things about, I think, our style in terms of filmmaking. Even though I might be directing, it's like an extension of our brother type stuff. That's real cool. I mean, that's the stuff that, like I said, give person flowers while they can smell them. I'm giving you your flowers, bro. I'm trying to give you your flowers while you can smell them.
I appreciate it.
Good job, Paul.
Yeah.
I think the way that we work together, man, is like when everybody else may not have known when problems arose,
Oh yeah.
but there were some obstacles, right?
Oh, no doubt.
And we will huddle over to the side, or we will powwow at night, and we will make plans, and we will make it work, like it was nothing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, I actually have a question for you guys that I was thinking about the other day. Um, when you were writing, or because I can understand you writing, for the guy, but when you were writing for women, what was your process? I mean, because that's not easy to do.
One thing I'll get on, and I'll let Paul jump in. But see, me, I'm the youngest of three. I mean, of four. I'm the youngest, and I have two older sisters. You know, and obviously with my mother, and I've got several strong aunts that have gone through things as well. So always had something to pull from to understand women. That's one of the great qualities I think that Paul and I both share. Because obviously I know his family, he knows my family, and we've got various women that we've met over our lifetime. And like Paul was saying earlier, we pull from all these and you spin it into a character that you're trying to create and take to a different level. So I love being able to write and speak in a woman's voice per se at times because you have to be able to slide over from the man thing all the time because women obviously have a lot to say, and that's what worked for me in terms of delving into that character. And the one last thing I'll say that's kind of funny, a lot of people, the name Glodine and so forth. I mean, again, I'm not giving up the secret of the movie. People will see it and they'll get where we're coming from. But that character, Glodine, actually, that name, that name kind of comes from. You remember Barry White, Barry White back in the '70s. Barry White, big Barry White, the deep voice, the deep voice. Yeah, Barry, that's his wife. That was his wife, Glodine. I always thought that was cool. Yeah, exactly. That was his wife, and so forth. So that's kind of sort of where some of that comes from, the name and so forth too. But Paul and I pinned it in our way. And the audience, obviously, they'll see. We're not going to give the secrets of Glodine up per se, but we spent that in our direction. And Paul, I'll let you kind of take it from there.
No, it's sort of the same thing. It's not a lot of men in my family. I've been surrounded by women my entire life. So then you add the fact that when you start dating and talking to women, I was the guy that I just wanted to hear your story. And I've heard like all types of stories.
Yeah.
So
that's cool. That's cool.
I lean on those voices.
No doubt about it, man. Now, Monty, I don't want to. I'd be remiss if I didn't bring it to you. What did you do? The character of Coop. We can go deep with that character. What did you do to research and prepare yourself? Because I know you, and that character is a 180. I remember a funny story I'll share quickly with my wife. Man, we were in the mall one day when she first met you. She first met you, and she saw you looking at me, and she kind of nestled close to me. She says, "Skee, who is that dude? Who is that dude? He's like a thug."
Had the braids and everything.
Yeah, that whole nine. I mean, the whole nine. I said, no. That's his move, blah, blah, blah. And then she heard you talk. She said, oh, wow. She said, he's very intelligent. I'm cracking up. I know that's a departure from the character of Coop. Coop's intelligent, but Coop's intelligent on a different way. In a different way. But yeah, man, take that and roll with that, man. That's it.
So, there were, actually the preparation for the character started with the audition because the piece that I did in the audition was from, hang on. The piece that I did in the audition was from the Oliver Stone film, 1980 film, Midnight Express, which is the true story of Brad Davis. And I think that's his name. But anyway, that scene was very dark. And so upon the second audition, we're like probably 2 hours into auditions, and Paul leans over and he said, he put his arm around me and he said, You got the part, dog. And I almost cried. I did. Real shit. I almost cried because I was nervous and I had no idea. Because there was some people that came through that door in St. Louis that was like, whoa. So I got the part, and no one prompted me, but after reading the screenplay, I typically try to read screenplays 3 times all the way through every character because I have to have an organic feel for where my character fits with everyone else, with Father Shep, with Thibodeau, with Glodine, et cetera, et cetera. And so once I got that, I am a big fan of Training Day and the whole thing of Denzel Washington pretty much being known as the good guy in every film that he does up to that point. And it wasn't so much, living still from him, but it was just like, I was trying to figure out what he did to channel that darkness. And from there, I went to Juice. Because contrary to popular belief, Tupac Shakur was not a thug. He wasn't. Right. He was a poet.
Right.
And how did he channel Bishop? Now he wasn't able to let Bishop go, but how was he able to channel that? And so that's what I started with. Of course, when we were on the set, Skee, I think you do remember there were several times we sat in the red car.
So you said the impromptu meeting room?
That was the impromptu meeting room. That was the meeting room where Skee got in my ass. Or not. And so Skee would just randomly put in, my man put in he would put in Compton's Most Wanted. He'd put in Pop. He would even throw in Public Enemy, but he'd be like, it's more for the energy. But NWA, so I'm getting all of this, and he's like, these are like subliminal messages, man, and to get me back into the mindset because it was early on in the shoot, and I think you guys can attest to it. Early on in the show, well, Ngina and Harold, you guys wouldn't know it, but Paul and Skee would know. Early on in the shoot, it was very easy for me to lose my way as far as maintaining that intensity and what this character was.
Oh, yeah, it's understandable.
Yeah, there was a turning point, and I'm not going to give away where that happened, but it was on the set. And it was towards the end of the shoot where I was actually threatened by Skee Skinner and Paul Branton too, but mostly Skee Skinner was like, you know what? If this was real, we would take your set, we would take your crew, we would kill you and take your crew. And they said it. Well, Skee said it in front of everyone. And Harold, I don't know if you remember because you were sitting there, but it was embarrassing. It really was. I'm gonna be honest with you. It was embarrassing, but in a great way. Because it was like, that was a moment that, and Paul said something earlier where he said, he told everybody, give him a moment. I remember Jeff was setting up to shoot that scene again, and I said, can you guys give me a moment? And I just put my head down. And from that point on, I don't remember either one of you saying anything to me about not bringing it or not staying in that moment. I do remember there was a point where I don't know how he picked me up off the ground. Well, probably because I only weighed $160 at the time, but Paul picked me up off the ground and he was like, that's the way my words were supposed to come through, dog. And you know what? I remember that. Yeah, that was honestly, that was the best moment on the set for me. Because I know how hard you guys worked on this.
Oh yeah.
To sum it up, one of the other ways that I prepared was laughter. And I know that sounds funny,
Mm-hmm.
but this is an ode to Kataka, to KT.
Oh yeah.
KT and I roomed together, and I had to have that laughter to be able to bring that character because it was a decompression. I had to decompress, and get away from it once we were off set. And he kept me laughing, and I kept him laughing, and so those things that's what I did to prepare for that character. Man. He's Paul shaking his head.
Man, man, funny story. I don't know if y'all know this. KT,
Hold on. Who broke my ribs when we were playing ball?
that was one of the
It was
cats.
somebody in Alton gave me a shot fake.
Yeah,
And
it was one of
broke my
the
rib. And
one of my homeboys.
Paul said, "We ain't knocked out of you. Get up. Get your ass up." And I was like, "No, man. No, this shit hurts. I can't breathe."
I remember that. I remember that. That was one of the homeboys. One of my homeboys in Alton, man. I remember that. When you threw up the shot there, I remember that.
He gave me a shot fake, and then his shoulder hit my ribs, and Paul was like, man, come on, get up, man. This wind knocked out of it. I feel like a punk. I was like, right.
That was fun. I remember that. That was funny. Man. Yeah, what's up, Eric?
I got a hard
Jump
out.
in, bro. Jump on in.
I got a hard out.
Okay, oh yeah, my bad. Yeah, my bad. Man, definitely. We about to wrap it up. So yeah, definitely, man. It's good seeing you, bro.
I got like 1,000 more stories. Tons of them. I want to tell you.
This is the first
Again, man.
Hey,
we got other sections coming,
when we
man.
jump back on, I'm gonna tell that Obama story. Don't tell it. I'm gonna tell it.
Oh yeah. That's a good one.
We got an
That's a
Obama
good one.
story. Real
Oh, yeah,
talk. I
that's
thought I
Obama
was
story.
crazy.
That's
I
a good
thought I
one.
was
That's a
crazy.
good one. I ain't
Harold,
No, I ain't
you actually inboxed me that.
That's a good story. I don't know if you heard that before. I don't know if you heard that before. That's a good.
I have to save it though. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But can I say one thing? I just gotta say, I loved Monty's performance so much. Because when I was on the set, I didn't really have a chance to really talk to him much or anything, and I really thought he is so mean. You know what I mean? Like I just thought he is the worst person I've ever seen. And really, that is a sign of you doing a good job.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I know him, but I was a tiny bit afraid of him, and I was like, this guy. You know what I mean? But he was nice. You could see that too. And so I understand what you're saying. I mean, all the characters were my favorite, but like after Monty said all that, I can get it because I really thought that. I mean, I knew we were all actors, but I really thought, oh my God, Fame. Like he's crazy. He's the worst. But
That's funny.
Thank you, Ngina. Thank you.
Not so high to keep.
What did you say?
You know what? It's funny because the very first day of the shoot, do you guys remember it? We were supposed to be outdoors and it rained like crazy.
Oh yeah.
We were stuck indoors at the duplex. And so Ngina, we got acquainted that day on the set. And they gonna say it. We had a scene.
We did? Oh, yes. That was the first day. I remember
It was the very first day, man. It was like right out the box. So
Right.
I felt that way
I
because
remember that.
like, yo, man. Yeah.
This dude crazy.
All right, Harold.
Yeah, I gotta jump.
Okay.
Harold.
All right,
Okay.
Harold, man.
Hey,
Wrap
I
it up.
can't wait till we do the next one.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Right.
Hey, I love y'all.
Oh yeah, most definitely, man.
Okay.
Oh, no doubt, brother. All right. Yeah, we about to wrap it up, y'all. We'll bring it to a close here in a second. Yeah, it's been good. It's been real. But these are what the Just Us sessions are, y'all. Just, again, it's just us getting together and just chopping it up, just informally and so forth. And next time around, we're gonna really do some stuff, even with trying to get Jeff Brown, the DP, involved, and trying to get Chuck Webb, who scores all our fans, for him here. Chuck's a good dude, and Chuck's super talented. Chuck, one of my favorite people in the world. But definitely, we're gonna keep this up to the release of the film, worldwide. And again, it's coming. Prepare yourself, y'all. I'm telling you, it's coming early to mid-January. Pieces of a Dream on TUBI all over the world. Dame Dash created the lane. I like to say we brought the car. Dame brought the lane, we brought the car. And it's a 50-50. And we gonna ride it, like they say, till the wheels fall off, and wheels ain't falling off. But we got some. I don't know if y'all know about tires, but we got them Pirellis. We got Pirelli tires. That's the tires that go flat and you keep rolling. That's the gangster tires. Don't slow you down. But yeah, and last one, just closing. One thing each one of you guys, I give you a shot at your favorite line from your character, favorite lines in the movie. Just one. And I know it's a bunch, but what's most memorable? What would you say a line? Just throw something at the audience. I'll let you start, Mike. There's a whole lot of them now.
First of all, I wanted to say this earlier. Paul's line in the trailer, I bleed on white canvas.
Oh yeah.
I thought
it freaking gut punches you.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, it just in the trailer alone. But
man, people have quoted that line to me straight up. They have quoted that line to me.
The way you delivered that, man. Yeah. But I'm gonna have to go with I'm gonna have to go with this line, Ngina. So whenever I say this word, it's G-O-T. I've never used God's name in vain. But there's a line that Coop says, and he says, you see, that's what I like about this NIGGA.
Mm-hmm.
He's always thinking. His wheels are always turning. And I say, no, that's the wrong goddamn answer. that line, so my wife loves that line.
Oh, it's classic.
That line is freaking great, man. I don't know which one of y'all wrote that, but my God.
What's crazy about Paul? When we finished that initial version of the script, Paul nudged me and said, "Man, you finally got your gangster character." Like, remember that, Paul? I'm like, man, you finally got your gangster character, dog. We laughed. He said, "Man, you finally got Cooper."
It's on the bucket list, bro.
It was on the bucket list. And when
we gotta blow up the car one day.
That's what I was getting ready to say.
Right.
When they see the next movie and we just arbitrarily blow a car up, that's Paul's bucket list. That ain't my bucket. That's Paul's bucket list. The man just walking on the sidewalk and the car just car to blow up. I know it don't fit, but hey, my man wanted it, so we did.
Right.
Car just blow up. Okay, we're rolling to you, Paul. One of your most memorable lines for Thibodeau.
It's really just one word. Crystal.
I knew he was going to say Crystal. I knew it. Yes.
Yeah. That's dope. That's a dope. And the audience going, they know where you're coming from. Y'all remember the word crystal. Remember that word. I'm
Definitely.
It's heavy. And we'll close with you, Ngina. Your most memorable line. It's a lot of them. I can pull a lot out of my head right now. But Boy.
I
So
know
what?
you have that too. But I will
Oh,
say,
oh,
I feel like, you know what, if okay, I think you know what I'm gonna say, but like it has to be, and that's what I play my mother's murder, or
boy,
don't call me
boy,
until she's dead.
That one
boy,
right
boy.
there.
That's the one.
Yeah.
That's
That one
mine.
right there.
That's
That's
mine.
mine too.
Right. That's mine. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Because
And
again, some of the women, I mean, straight up, Ngina, we were in LA. I'm just hearing stories. These are again just up. We were in LA. We were screening. It was a producer from Deluxe, one of the guys, big house out there, Deluxe. It was a big time attorney. They brought in like a test audience. It was a straight tester screening. It was just a test screening. And when you said that, I said, "Oh boy," I said to myself, "I wish Nagina was here to like see these people." They were frozen. They were frozen. It was a few scenes where each main character had what I call that freeze moment when the audience. I was in that tester screening and the audience straight froze, and that was one of them. You could have heard a pin drop. That's why I said I know
thank
you brought it.
thank
You
you.
brought it. That's
That
real.
line, that line is emphatic. Like
Yes. Yes.
there's no coming back from that.
No.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Like,
Oh no. When you put it there, it's done. It's one of those lines. It's one of those lines. Yeah.
Honestly, I wait to watch it again too. To be
Oh
honest.
yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Every time. I mean, I'm the director. I mean, co-writing with Paul. Every time I do see I pull something new, and that's pretty dope. When you can, some people can't stand watching their work. This is a piece of work. I mean, I always pull something new from it. And that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. So with that, I'm gonna close it out again. Y'all tune in to us next time for the Drug Fest session. We keep bringing fresh content, something new, different angles. Next time we may open it up to a few questions here and there from the audience. But again, we love you guys. We look forward to sharing this with the world. Again, when you're a part of something powerful like this, it's all family. So, I'll close out with that. Love each and every one of you. And until we get together again, y'all stay up.
I
Just
will see you soon. Thank you very much.
Definitely. Yeah.
Okay.